I'm Nick Callas, hosting this Walk the Plank episode, and I have Captain Calico Drake himself here, producer of Dead and Buried Treasures, Erik Sprowls.
That's me. Welcome. Thank you. Hey, and you know, I've got my pirate stuff. It's summertime right now, but I'm supporting the Pirates as much as I can because I'm the Pirates from Pittsburgh supporting the Pittsburgh Pirates.
And they might be good this year, too. Who knows? We'll see what happens.
Fingers crossed.
But we're not here to talk about the Pirates baseball team. We're here to talk about the upcoming film, which we'll reveal here in a little bit. But first, we haven't done one of these in a long time.
Yeah, no, we have not.
Let's, why? What's going on? I'm sure you want a story you want to share.
Well, I'm going to dispel some of the rumors out there. They were saying that we weren't going to do any more. We were canceled. We're not coming back. And the truth of the matter is, about 6 months ago, back in the beginning of Christmas time, I was burning the candle at both ends. And I had a stroke. And there's no way to hide that. It's just the way it is. I got very lucky that it wasn't severe. But it was a big lesson to be learned. You know, you change your eating habits. You try to get in better shape. I've lost 50 pounds since Christmas. So I was burning the candle at both ends. And that's the lesson to be taught. But I do got to tell you the funny thing about it.
Something funny about it?
Well, let's say oddity. I went in to get my eyes checked because for some reason, like if I'm looking here, like right at the camera, I couldn't see peripherally for some reason. So I went to get my eyes checked. And they said, okay, do this test here. And then we went to Salvetti's in Washington, PA. And he goes, all right, well, I want you to do this, and I want you to go up to the hospital and get your eyes tested up there. I said, all right, what's going on? He says, well, we'll be sure. I go up to the hospital up there, get it all done. He says, all right, now, this is a true story. He goes, now, we want you to step on this life flight because we're going to fly you from this hospital to the Presbyterian hospital. Why? What's happening? He says, you're having a stroke, bud. I said, I'm what? They're like, you're having a stroke. I said, I thought it's like the movies, man, where you clutch your heart, you fall to the ground. You know,
it's trauma. No,
I didn't feel it. I didn't know I was having it. It was just odd. And so they flew me, and I was at the Presbyterian Hospital in Pittsburgh for like 4 or 5 days. Kudos to the staff there. They're the best staff in the world. They were awesome. They did MRIs and CAT scans on me and said, Erik, take it easy. And I said, I can't do that. I just love life. I want to make TV and have fun and go. I'm a sportsy guy. And I'm like, well, just take it back a couple notches. So I took a little time off, did a little writing, did a little prep work. So now we're back in production again, and Dead and Buried Treasures is ready for more. So we left right in the middle of a plot line too. It was a big battle scene, and it was like a cliffhanger. And so now I have this arc of episodes. Is what's taken so long to get into the new stuff. But
how long has it been? Actually, I'm trying to remember myself. Was it December? We did something for Christmas, didn't we?
We had that marathon at Christmas time.
Yes.
And that went pretty well. It was pretty well received. Got a lot of social media feedback on the phone calls. By the way, thank you to everyone out there who's been contacting me, asking about me, checking in on me, the doctors, the fans, the viewers, the BPTV folks, the ANC TV, MMTV, everybody that's been checking on me, CUTV, DBTV, our national ride. They're all checking on me to see how things are, and big thank you to them. But we haven't done a new show, I don't think, since almost Halloween. So, well, that's not true. Yeah, Christmas time was our big marathon. So we did stuff at Christmas that was new. But after that, it was late January.
I'm honestly glad you don't remember. It means you actually took some time.
Yeah, I took a little bit of time. You know, enjoyed life, tried to get back on track. But yeah, it's an interesting thing. I never.
Does it feel like it's weird getting back into it now?
Yeah, it does. In the beginning, I couldn't see. It was really weird when the first day I got back into it because it was like colors and everything, looking at the screens. But I've started to adapt to it, and they said it takes you 6 months to recover.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's been not even 6 months, and we're getting back into it now because I'm feeling up to it. But that's.
I miss standing next to you. I'll be honest with you. It's been a little while, and this is fun.
Me
fun
too.
time.
You're like, all right, we have Nick the Pirate here with us. So it's great to be back in production. I missed coming over to the TV station. I don't see my calendar up anywhere out there.
Your calendar? Oh,
Yeah.
you did send us a gift.
I sent him a Christmas gift, him and our GM, Dave Cable, and I said, hey, here's a couple calendars I made for Christmas time. Don't see him hanging out there.
I'm in one of them. I did look at it.
Uh-huh. When's it going up there, Nick?
I tried to tape mine to the wall, to be honest with you, and they kept falling because the wall is slippery. But it's on my desk. It's on my desk. It's on my desk in there.
Well, I'm whenever you get it hung, that'd be great. I got a crew cut. I'm ready to go. I lost some weight, and I'm going to start focusing on happy stuff. And this is one of the happy things in my life. So I can't pass up Dead and Buried Treasures. Too much fun.
Well, let's take a quick minute then to just kind of introduce Fangs of the Living Dead.
Yeah, we've been promising this one for a long time. And then when I had the stroke, it's like, everybody's like, what's all these reruns? And it's like, doctor's orders. So I'm finally back in production, and I whipped this out too because I wanted to make sure I didn't say anything wrong. We're hosting a good movie tonight. It's a good vampire movie. It's called Fangs of the Living Dead. It was shot in 1969. Stars Anita Ek. I have this little scorecard here because the names are all in Italian. Anita Ekberg, Gianni Merdici, Deanna Loris, Rosanna Yanni, Adriana Mbisi, Julian Ungart, and Fernando Bilbao. So it's a thriller. It's a good one. It's a story about a young woman who finds out she's related to a count who owns a castle somewhere in the hills of, well, I can't say Transylvania because I think it's a copyright thing, but it's in the hills of some foreign country. She goes up and discovers he's a vampire. Ooh. And he wants her as a witch and says you have a heritage to uphold. And it's a very good movie. It's a lot of fun, and there's some good fight scenes in it with some, well, you know, because I'm a pirate, of course, some scantily clad women, and we've edited it for TV, so keep all the youngsters in the room. Nothing bad, but it's a lot of fun. It's a good movie.
All right. Well, we have more about that movie coming up here in a moment. We're going to take a quick break. We'll come back with more of that and some question and answers for our captain here.
Oh,
Captain
yeah,
Calvin
lots of social media.
Yeah, a lot of questions have come through. I mean, it's been months. It's been a lot of months.
We're going to know what's happening with the pirates.
You all have been asking questions. We have answers for you coming up next. Stay with us. Walk the Plank, the Dead and Buried Treasures pre-show. Coming back after this.
Every pirate loves Dead and Buried Treasures, but how do you tell if it's a new show or a rerun? Easy. Like Buried Treasure, if you see this logo before the show begins, it's a brand new show. If not, it's a rerun. It's that simple, mateys. Look, new, not. New, not. New, not. Or, if you join a show late after it started, look at our Facebook page for the weekend. If you see the logo there, we be presenting ye with a new show for sure. In fact, it's what you call certified fresh, complete with a tomato kersplat next to it. Isn't that what you kids look for nowadays? Pictures? Don't know what lunatic came up with that one, but a tomato somehow equals fresh, but a splat sometimes equals the movie we're hosting. It's that simple. And now, back to Calico Drake and his group of miscreants.
You're watching Walk the Plank, the Dead and Buried Treasures pre-show. Fangs of the Living Dead is our feature movie tonight. And, well, you've been waiting because we have some questions now from you, fans, from social media. And it's been months. It's been about 6 months. A lot of questions, a lot of fun questions.
Yeah.
And Captain Calico Drake here, Erik Sprowls himself, going to answer some of these questions. We've got plenty for you, so let's just let's get this one started. So we got Melinda Carlisle from Burgettstown, Pennsylvania, who asks, how are you recovering from your stroke?
Well, we talked about it in the beginning. I'm doing pretty well. Fingers crossed, right? I mean, I went in. It's funny. I never had an MRI.
Really?
Have you ever had one?
No, but it sounds important.
I mean, well, they have like CAT scans where you go in a tube and they kind of shuttle you in, and you can like do one of these if you have to. But that MRI, they slide you in a tube that's like right here. Let me make sure I get this, like right here. You can't budge, and you feel like you're buried. People freak out in the MRI because you're like trapped in there. But
Claustrophobia.
Oh yeah, big time. And but I had that done, and I had a lot of stuff done, and we're hoping for the best. So I seem to have made a pretty good recovery. So we'll
You
see.
seem good to me.
I-
I'm no doctor.
My words aren't slurring. It could have been a lot worse. Let's put it that way. So, I mean, like I said, all the kudos in the world for the staff at the Presbyterian Hospital in Pittsburgh and Dr. Grossinger out there and Dr. Salvetti and everybody that helped me through it. So, yeah.
Let me ask you this too, because I'm kind of curious based on that question. Are you say you love life, you say you love doing all this stuff, you never want to, relax because, you find joy in working on this show and in, your life in general. Teaching still, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, college professor.
What was that like, by the way? Okay, let's start there because I got a bunch of questions now. I have questions too. It's been a while. What was it like leaving teaching for a while there? When did you end up going back to teach?
Well, this is where it gets a little complicated because, and this is totally off, I have to give you a backstory. 15 years ago, I died in a car wreck. True story. Back in 2006. And I died in a car wreck for 2 minutes. But in that accident, I had broke all my ribs, broke my leg, my neck, my clavicle, and I punctured my lung, I lost my spleen. And so with the spleen gone, they said back in 2020, I wouldn't get vaccinated if I were you. And I said, well, why? And they said, well, because you don't have a spleen cleanses the blood. It's probably not a good idea. So the fortunate part about 2020, I don't remember having Zoom prior to that. I just don't.
Nobody does.
But Zoom changed the world. So I'm doing all my teaching online and I've been teaching it from home. So my life didn't really change much from teaching. I'm not really like they call in the Army, not boots on ground. Like I'm not at the university teaching. I teach online and I teach at different colleges around the country. Not a couple local, one not so local. So it wasn't really that much of a pain for me, but it gave me a chance to kind of sit back, reflect, and maybe try some new editing techniques. And like tonight's show features special effects galore. There's a lot of explosions and time travel and all kinds of fun. It's a fun episode.
So you decided to learn through this experience.
Yeah, I took some time and I learned on some different effects and some different types of things I can do, and it's kind of neat.
Are you actually going to start taking breaks? Was my question I wanted to go to now. Are you actually changing your regimen to keep healthy and keep relaxed?
Well, the plan before all this was I'd take the break from in the summer to write and then shoot in the fall and in the spring. But since this happened at Christmas, I feel like I'm backlogged, so I'm trying.
But I meant like in your everyday life too.
Oh yeah. I take
You're
breaks a lot.
behaving.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I'm behaving. Yeah.
All right.
I'm very cool. No, gluten-free stuff. I found out there's a pasta made entirely of eggs. And since eggs are like protein, I can have that pasta. I'm like, oh, so I'm changing my eating habits and it works. Like I said, I've lost 50 pounds, but I'm pretty happy about all of it.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Well,
so things are working
good
out
to hear.
so good.
I'm glad.
So it was a wake-up call, and I heeded the call, as they say. So
This next one from Stephanie and Bermini, sorry about that, Boyer in Sacramento, California. Knowing you are a fan of the Scream franchise, would you improve it in any way?
yeah, well, first of all, hello Sacramento, because they had to be watching us on DBTV or Facebook. So I'm
West
glad.
Coast?
Yeah, West Coast. Yeah,
Yeah.
so that's kind of nice. Yeah, I'm glad they finally got Sidney Prescott back. I mean, I'm glad she asked me about it. No one ever asked me this kind of stuff. It's like, I know, like Scream is one of my favorite franchises, like Halloween, and when they dropped her because they couldn't afford the contract, I was like, ooh, that's not a good idea. But then it wasn't so bad, but now that Jenna Ortega stepped out because she's tied up with the Wednesday Addams show on Netflix, or the Addams Family show.
I didn't know that was still.
I don't have Netflix, so I know that that's what it is. She had to step out because they couldn't give her the contractual time to leave, and they lost somebody else in the show because of some political controversy. She spoke out about something or else. I can't ever remember her name. I want to say it's Michelle something. But anyway, they had no choice.
Yeah.
You have to get somebody. They had to have some kind of connection with Scream, and they had Courtney Cox, so they got Nev Campbell back, and I had the opportunity to meet her. And she's just a wonderful woman. And so it's getting her back was the thing to do. Absolutely. Top notch. Good idea. Good for you. Shouldn't have lost her in the first place.
All right, we'll keep going. From Bill in Waynesburg. Will your show ever be in the Monroeville area? My aunt lives in Waynesburg and wants to know about the Waynesburg area. We caught you on BPTV when we went to the Horror Realm Con.
Oh, yeah.
And stayed in the DoubleTree in Bethel Park in Pittsburgh. We'd love to watch you in Greene County or in Monroeville.
You know, we talked about this off camera just before we started the show. One of the affiliates I'd like to get on in Waynesburg is WCTV, which is Waynesburg University's television station, because it covers Greene County, right? Is that Greene County down there? I think it is, yeah. And then there's one out in Monroeville called MMTV.
Monroeville Municipal.
That's it. And I'm trying to get on there, but their system, he's trying to upgrade it into automation so we can. So I'm looking to expand to those two franchises, I guess, to affiliates as soon as we can.
Yeah, so just some context too, because I work in community television
Yes.
as well, BPTV.
Yes.
Yeah, a lot of those systems you have to play files manually, and then there's like a bulletin board that will run, and not every community system yet has the capability to run those files
Yes.
overnight. So it's just those picture bulletins that you see overnight. So I think that's what Monroeville Municipal is doing right now.
Yeah, CUTV at California University just upgraded to automation.
Now
So,
BPTV, we got you covered. We're
Yeah.
24/7.
my advice is move to Bethel Park.
Move to Bethel Park.
Oh, and DBTV, our national guys, they do it real nice too.
Yes.
They never screw that up.
Yeah, so that's the history of that, though. But I trust, I know the guys over at Monroeville at least, and they
Good.
They do a good job.
We have an in right here.
I'll get to talking to some people. All right. Tina Yoders in Philadelphia says the mugs you used to drink on the show. That wasn't a question. That was a sentence. Here's the question: what type of grog do you have in the mugs? Also, they look wooden, some metal. Where did you get them?
Good eye. Tina Yoders, is that what Tina? I brought one with me. Hang on, I'm going to grab it right here. I brought two with me, actually.
Demonstration?
And it's a little demonstration.
Oh.
These are really nice. This is more detailed, very Game of Thronesy. You see on a pirate ship, something, it's got the the skeleton handle, you know what I mean?
Yes.
And the skull and the little bones. And then there's the one that I did with this. This is more like piratey. It's actually a wooden mug, and I think she said that, right?
Yes. Some look metal, some look wooden.
It's got blood red colors and brown, and it's a lot of fun because it's. I got this at the Renaissance Festival, the Pittsburgh Renaissance Festival.
Really?
Yeah, they made wooden mugs a year or two ago, and it was expensive. I wanted to get a whole set, but this is beautiful. It's just beautiful. If you can hear the. But
What's the actual material made of there then?
I don't know.
It feels like coated wood.
It is, and they
Yeah.
cover it with a really nice coating so it doesn't fade. They put their little mark in the bottom so you know who it is. But this one I got as a prop, probably from like a Spencer's. Well, you know what? We should fill these full of grog, Nick, and we
This
just
one
toast
is
them all.
well. This
at the
one's
end.
metal on the inside with a wooden.
Yes.
Looks like shaping on the outside. Yeah, you can
Yeah,
see
they've
a little
marked
wood
out
there.
the identifier, the marker at the bottom. But these are what I use, and what are they filled with? Probably tea. Nowadays, I try to keep it very healthy, and so I don't have another stroke. So yes,
No rum anymore for you.
no more rum, not for now anyway. So I'm trying to do the healthy thing. Maybe I'll do a show where Calico goes jazzercise or something like that to lose weight. We'll see.
All right. Alicia Gibson in Cooks Forest, Pennsylvania says, will we meet more of your co-stars on Walk the Plank or The Pirate's Booty?
Oh yeah, absolutely. In fact, tonight they meet you.
Hi.
Well,
Nicholas Callas here.
we'll walk the plank, but we did you and I did an interview just a couple months ago.
We should it's been more than a couple months.
Yeah, it'll be on the Pirate's Booty tonight.
That was it. Will it really? Oh my goodness.
here's
So much has
what did
changed.
I say?
Well, so much has changed. We did that in October, I believe.
Yeah,
and
it was like back
it
in
is
October.
June. Oh goodness.
Yeah, so that's tonight on the Pirate's Booty. We'll interview Nick Callas about what he does away from here, probably about the fan and things like that.
Yeah.
But and also next time on Walk the Plank, we'll have a special guest, Bobby Joe Shinsky McFeely, who plays Annette O'Malley on the show. Will be our guest on the next Walk the Plank. So yeah, tune in. It'll be a lot of fun.
You like featuring the co-stars, right?
I do. I don't like this. I'm not like this. I know the way we do it, it seems like I get this big head and it's like all about me. And it's really not. I like to feature them too and give them, if they're going to do things, I want them to feel part of the show. It's like you. You do a lot for this. He produces the whole Walk the Plank show. He puts it all together, edits it, and spends his time. I want everybody to get the accolades that they deserve,
Very kind.
So there you go.
All right.
You wouldn't think that in a pirate, but I can't help myself.
Well, you're Erik right now, so
Man,
you're
I'm
kind.
not sorry, I'm a Clark Kent.
Very good. Okay. Tony Alessandro in Famer, Maryland. Do you have any plans to do more in location, or I think about on location stuff?
Yes, I had a meeting with this today with some of my staff. We're going to go to the Haunted Restaurant in Cleveland, Ohio, sometime this summer and shoot there an episode. We're also going to go to the Monster Bash that they hold up in Mars, Pennsylvania. I wish I remembered the name of the township, but the Monster Bash, because it's more of our. Everybody says, "Why don't you go to Steel City?" I would like to, but it's not all about old movies there. They're more like pop culture, and I love pop culture, and we probably will go there sometime.
Well, this whole show's based on.
It is all pop culture, yeah. But the Monster Bash is out in Mars, Pennsylvania. They hold it like 3 times a year. I want to go not to the one in July, but the one in October when it's Halloween, because it's all Frankenstein, Dracula, Wolfman, the Mummy, that kind of stuff, and that's the movies we show. So I'd like to do something out there as well. And we're also going to be at the Whiskey Rebellion in July, like we did last year. We had a big turnout for that. And we just got back from doing another event at Storybook Forest in Ligonier with the Idlewild Park. And we did a whole thing out there just this past weekend. So we're traveling. It's just that you got to come look for our Facebook page. Look at our Facebook page to see these kind of announcements. In fact, I think they're putting the Storybook Forest photos on there in the next couple of days. We went out there and met everybody and had a great time at the Soak Zone and going through the castle, and it was a lot of fun. Great fun. So
Nice.
and the Monster Bash, of course, in October.
To rewind to the haunted restaurant real quick, are you going there? Do they have operations? Is it an actual functioning restaurant?
It's a functioning restaurant. Yes, absolutely.
Are you going after hours, or are you going to go during their operational hours?
That's what we have to work out yet. I would like to go there and get a haunted sandwich of some type and go, you want to come along?
A haunted sandwich?
Yeah, it's in Cleveland. I said it's only like an hour or 2 drive. Well, not to be generous, like 2.5 hour drive to Cleveland and then 2.5 hours back. But I'd like to go out there, and I saw pictures of it on the internet. It looks amazing. I said, why wouldn't we go there? So one of the people over at DBTV, Dave Bruner, special wishes to him too, because he's in the hospital right now and he's just getting out. But he's our GM over there, and he says, if you go to that Cleveland restaurant, that's nice because it shows that we're everywhere in the country. I said, well, don't get your hopes up. I ain't going to L.A. But I mean, like, we'll go to the Cleveland Haunted restaurant in Cleveland to do that. It'll be a lot of fun. So we'll see what happens.
Perhaps. All right.
Yeah.
Very good. Joseph Lemonakis in Mars, Pennsylvania. How long will you continue being Captain Drake?
As long as I can. I enjoy doing this. I always said I won't when I don't have fun anymore. Yeah. When that happens, it's time. I have a final episode written. I haven't shot it, but I know what I'm going to do to wrap all of this up eventually. But I don't see that happening for a while. Even the stroke, I don't want to jinx myself with something go wrong.
Please don't.
Even the stroke.
Please don't.
Even the stroke stopped me for a while, but I'm still going. Let's say that. That way I don't say, even a stroke couldn't stop me. But
No, that's not.
I don't want to say that.
Don't
but,
say that, no.
But, yeah, so as long as I can keep going, what's that saying about as long as the rivers are low and you're still breathing or you're still going, something like that, some old saying like that. I hear they say it on your neck of the woods on the Fan. Starkey says it. The creeks don't rise and the Lord is willing, or something like that. I'll keep doing it for a while.
All right. And then we got one more here from Rebecca and Scott Ressler in Connellsville, Pennsylvania. You used to show some of the props you use on the show. Can you show us some props of perhaps an upcoming show you might have planned?
I can indeed. I brought a couple with me because I saw this was coming up. There's going to be an episode where Captain Drake gets shrunk.
I'm going to step out of the way of that.
So as he gets shrunk, I found a gigantic pair of scissors. We're gonna use on the show in some capacity. Here, hold that one second.
Okay.
And we also got. Now this one I have some pride and joy in. A couple. This one rings more of a bell with Bethel Park, and here's why. We shot some stuff with Fiore.
Yes.
Who's the movie critic on BPTV with Outtakes with Rex Reel.
Correct.
It used to be formerly
Outtakes with Fiore.
Outtakes with Fiore. And this was the scepter he was holding. He plays an evil villain coming up in an episode, so that was kind of nice. And then we have another one where we find out that we have a ghost on the ship. And so it's nice to have a Ghostbuster detector to detect ghosts. And wait, Nick, step in here.
Oh, goodness
I got to
gracious.
make sure you're all right. Yes. Yes, just as I thought. Oh, easy now. Yes, just as I thought.
I'm haunted.
He's normal.
Oh, normal? That's what that
It might be broken.
These scissors.
Yeah, aren't they cool? Yeah, you know, I've had, and you know what's, I've worked on a lot of movies in my past, and sometimes I get to appropriate props off the set sometimes, but those were a nice discovery. So it actually inspired me to write one of the episodes where I get shrunk on the ship and I have to fight, just like in The Fly, like giant spiders or giant whatever, so it'll be a lot of fun.
Tremendous.
Yeah.
Well, Fangs of the Living Dead, that's the movie tonight. Is there anything else you want to say? Anything you just want to
It's just nice
repeat?
it's just nice to be back, Nick. And I wanted to say thanks again to everybody out there who messaged me, texted me, called me, IM'd me, Facebooked me, every form of communication possible while I've gone through this, let's say, interesting part of my life. I've never had a stroke, but I have been in the hospital. Like I said, 15 years ago, I died in a car accident. So I am kind of used to having them poke and prod and what it takes to get better. So it helped me lose a little bit of weight and, eat healthy. And so a lot of things have changed, and I have no problems with any of the changes. So it helps. Maybe it was a good thing that it happened. Maybe the man upstairs was telling me, hey, lose some weight, fatty McButterpants. It's time to So I've done what I can. I'm still not done. So we'll see what happens.
Fangs of the Living Dead, that's tonight's feature movie. You're going to see that next. This has been Walk the Plank, the Dead and Buried Treasures pre-show.
Ah, you love it, you will.
Dead and Buried Treasures is next. We'll see you there.
A dead man's chest, yo-ho-ho, and a bottle of rum. Drinking the devil be done for the rest.